What's up, guys? Welcome to my very first tier list. It's about time I tried tier list. I thought it would be really fun to try it with Kingdom Hearts, my favorite video game series of all time as of October 20th, 2024. I messed up the previous recording, so I'm gonna try it again. And this is for my partially for my personal benefit because I've always been curious to see which which of the Kingdom Hearts games are my favorite? Of course, I already know my top favorite has been my favorite for ever since I played it. But I also thought maybe you guys would like to see it. And if you guys are looking to play a new game, pick up Kingdom Hearts. It's if you're a fan of Disney, Final Fantasy, or just adventure RPG games in general, I think you'd have a really good time with Kingdom Hearts. So I'm gonna try and rank these games in order of release. I mean, I'm gonna start with the order of release and then move on from there. So we'll start with Kingdom Hearts, the original. Gets an A. It gets an A at least. This is one of, if not the very first video games I've ever had the chance to play. So I have very, very fond memories of this game, and for a first attempt, it knocks it out of the park. Um, just gameplay wise, pacing, story, phenomenal story. It's like a miracle this even happened. If you know the story, basically the creator met the Disney executives in the elevator just by chance, and then the birth of Kingdom Hearts sort of began from there. So it's amazing. And I also like it because the story is not very convoluted in, in relation to all these other Kingdom Hearts games. You may know the story of Kingdom Hearts is notorious for being confusing, but if we just start at the original where everything is quote unquote simple and clean, it's a very enjoyable experience. And only elevated by Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2 does everything that Kingdom Hearts does, but better. That's a very, very blanket term. Uh, the exploration in Kingdom Hearts the original is probably a little bit better, and I also had more of uh, I had more fun hunting for the different items in the chests compared to two because there were the 101 Dalmatians you could find. There are also items for the Ultima weapon you could find, and I actually had to like track down. Okay, where's the lucid gems? Where there's a or 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 calcium or whatever you call that, mithril shards and stuff. And it felt so cool when I got that Ultima weapon. Still, after all these years, have never ever beaten Sephiroth. But who knows? Maybe with the recent HD remasters that have released and the ability to skip cutscenes, I will beat Sephiroth one of these days. But it's kind of nice to still have that still have a challenge waiting for me at the end of the day. So, no, really, I'm Sephiroth terrifies me. He terrifies me. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons why Kingdom Hearts is very deceptive. It's a very challenging and complicated game. Uh, I'm in other words, don't let the Disney images fool you. It's can be very serious, and the images you see in Hollow Bastion, one of the last worlds in the series, were very disturbing to me, and the music still creeps me out. Yeah, it's a powerful game. It's a very powerful game. Kingdom Hearts 2 with Roxas, I get really, really emotional when I talk about both Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, but the beginning where you play as Roxas in Kingdom Hearts 2, when you've already formed 20 plus hours of a bond with Sora, Donald, Goofy, Kairi, Riku in the first game, and then you're thrown into this environment where you're a different person and all these strangers are around you. It's like, what's going on here? And then I think about 2 hours into the game, you finally become uh, get the ability to play as Sora, and you reunite with Donald and Goofy. It's like you actually are a grain of sand in this one giant behemoth of a story, and it's makes you really really excited to see what's going to happen next. And to quote Roxas, looks like my summer vacation is over. um that just really hits hard when you're a kid. It's like, all right, time to grow up, and um it's rough. It is rough. It hits you hard. um okay, so after Kingdom Hearts 2, we get again, I can't read it, but I'm calling this Rechain of Memories. I have not played Chain of Memories for the Game Boy Advance, but the story is the same. So chronologically, Rechain of Memories is in between 1 and 2, I believe. And that one will get a B for now. Same thing with 358 Days Over 2. You cannot play either of these games um, alone. Definitely, they're fine on their own, but they really, you're gonna enjoy, say, Rechain of Memories twice as much if you also play 358 over 2 days, and vice versa. Um, they're a little bit bare bones and being sort of offshoots of the main storyline, off of the main series, where the um, don't quote me on this, but I think the budget is a bit lower, and being that one is a Nintendo DS game, the um, the the grandness of the game is just not on par whatsoever with Kingdom Hearts 2. But they are fun in their own right. They are also much more experimental. This game has a card system, which makes the gameplay a lot more challenging, more frantic if you're into that. I'm not, but it's still okay. But coming on the heels after playing Kingdom Hearts 2, it definitely gets a downgrade for me, and also because it's just funky. Just having Haley Joel Osment, who voices Sora in 1 and 2, coming back to voice his younger self in the third game in his old clothes and young body just feels very strange to me. Um, but both of the atmospheres in both of these games is really just trippy, and like it's like I'm glad Kingdom Hearts is continuing its serious streak. Um, because it's very difficult subject matter. Um, and it playing these games knowing that the nobodies and Organization 13 are fighting to like get their hearts and bodies back. Dude, that's just that's some serious stuff. Everyone's just wanting to figure out what a heart is. What is a heart? What, that question alone, it's like you can go off on multiple different directions. Maybe there is no right answer even. Um, yeah, so these games, while their stories are good, and I can't fault them for really anything major, they're just not as good as 1 or 2. So they'll get a solid B, definitely. Um, okay, Recoded, for a mobile game, it's okay to pass the time. Nothing too special. You don't even need it for the story. It's going at a D. Union, I haven't played much of it, but it'll get a B, probably between a B and a D. Wait, why is the how'd that get messed up? So okay, there we go. Now we're in order. Um, Union will get a C also because I do like the chibi designs. Um, Everything feels, while simple, very well put together. And for a mobile game, it's a solid effort. It gets a C. I'd like to play more of it though and see if I get a better perspective on it. No, Birth by Sleep gets a D because I really hated the combat. Um, and side note, for Kingdom Hearts 2, they got Christopher Lee to play Ansem the Wise. And if you know who Christopher Lee is, Lord Sauron, I did an impression of him earlier. He's Lord Sauron, Count Dooku. He plays, I think, a few characters in Tim Burton movies. And uh, he's Dracula. I haven't seen that one, but he's been around. Christopher Lee has been around, and they say that if you get one good actor for a bad movie, it's gonna elevate that bad movie, say, twofold. Um, and Christopher Lee does that with this game for sure. But even without Christopher Lee, Kingdom Hearts 2 would have been a terrific game. Birth by Sleep, they get Leonard Nimoy to voice Master Xehanort, and I love Leonard Nimoy. He's Spock in the original Star Trek. Um, and I think his voice does fit just perfectly with Master Xehanort. Um, but even with him, Birth by Sleep is just a really bad. I think it's just a combat that I don't like about Birth by Sleep, and I think it has to do with an ability you learn in Kingdom Hearts, the original, where you can close the distance between you and the enemy really quickly. Birth by Sleep, um, you're sort of forced into using magic to do that. There's like a range spells and uh, where you make the enemies float in the air and you can slash at them while they're immobilized. That's pretty cool. So I do like F the sort of I don't I guess ham-fistedness of their combat where they force you to both use your Keyblade and magic. But I'm more of a traditionalist with the original Kingdom Hearts. There was a rather limited number of spells you could or magic you could do, so I prefer hack and slash. Plus, you're more used to hacking and slashing because you only learn magic later in the game. So it's like, I guess why reinvent the wheel? Plus, um, honestly, hack and slashing feels a lot more satisfying than casting magic. Um, but Birth by Sleep makes magic casting more useful, so that's pretty cool. That does earn bonus points, but overall, it's gonna remain at a D. Um, yeah, just it's not my favorite. Even the cutscenes, I enjoy watching the cutscenes, but they all felt slow and like bleh, just dreary, and not dreary like Rechain of Memories or 358 over 2 days. These ones felt dreary, like they're really trying to go for something here, but it just doesn't land. It's like a bad comedy movie. um, Also, no gummy ship levels. I love the gummy ship levels. Of course, these games don't have them either, but um, yeah, I don't know. These are kind of bad excuses for why I don't like Birth by Sleep, but I just, I just, I just don't. I think I also wanted to see more of my familiar characters. I wanted at least the nobody enemies back. I did not feel the need for the unversed to just suddenly come in out of nowhere. Like, what is this, Pokemon? Are we gonna get new generations of enemies all the time? Since the unversed enemies here are feed off of negative emotions and or they spawn out of negative emotions, I think okay, maybe they can be a thing, but really, do we need them? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But okay, let me go on to Fragmentary Passage. Fragmentary Passage was fine. It got me very excited for Kingdom Hearts 3. Did we need it? No. I didn't like fighting the Heartless Tower either. That was a bother. Oh, bother. That was a bother. Not very fun at all. But Aqua, out of the trio of Terra, Ventus, and Aqua, Aqua's my favorite. I think her voice actress is does an amazing job with her. It fits her look and personality very well. So I'm really glad we got to play as Aqua in here compared to Ventus or Terra. Ventus, I love you, Jessica McCartney, who's Roxas in Kingdom Hearts 2. You do a great job. But Aqua, you're you're cool. Okay. Dream Drop Distance. Again, we get the introduction of a new enemy, the Dream Eaters. But this time I really liked it because, all right, here, let me just put it there for you. It will get a B because let me see if I can remember. It has good integration of the 3D effects of the 3DS. It sorry. It has flow motion, which solves the issue of being able to close the distance between yourself and the enemy, and it does so with style. You can skate everywhere, and it feels really cool just to, fast fast travel anywhere you want. Just by like grinding the rails, sort of like Kirby's Air Ride. You know that one mini game where you can uh, ride the rails and race the other Kirby's. It kind of feels like that. Sort of also like the skating mini game in Kingdom Hearts 2 or Tony Hawk Pro Skater. uh, anyways, don't want to get your hopes up on the flow motion mechanic, but uh, it's Kingdom Hearts meets Tony Hawk, I guess. Nintendogs with those I think dream creatures, whatever I can't remember. Dream creatures, so we'll call them, that you can befriend. I actually really like those. I thought that was a really cool idea because man, this series is so complex. I like the friends that you can collect in Dream Drop Distance because there's this scene in Kingdom Hearts 2 where the nobodies fight the Heartless. It's called the Battle of 1000 Heartless, probably the most one of the most epic moments in gaming that I've ever experienced. It was incredible seeing the I always thought it was so cool when the bad guys fight bad guys. Another example in Halo when the Covenant fight the Flood, uh, that is also really cool to me because it's like these creatures and species do have other motivations other than targeting you and just being another thing to another obstacle for you. They care about themselves too and the motivations of their masters. So having something that looks like an enemy in Kingdom Hearts 3D but isn't is really cool to me. Um, and I also, gosh, this is going to be a long video. I also really like fighting with alongside allies, which was sort of kind of removed in Rechain of Memories. Um, and Birth by Sleep, another reason why I really hated Birth by Sleep. But at least you could call um, Donald and Goofy using cards in Rechain of Memories. Um, but you couldn't in Birth by Sleep. It was lame. I can't remember if there were summons in Birth by Sleep, but I hardly ever use summons. I don't like using my magic bar for summons if I don't have to. So it's just made the Birth by Sleep feel really lonely and not a fun place to be. 3D, while you don't get allies of the main series to follow you and fight with you, you do get the I have to figure out their name. You do get those dream pets to fight with you, which is fun, and you get to name them and bond with them like Nintendogs. So it's not a heartless experience. You do form your own personal bonds with these creatures. So that I thought that was a really really cool mechanic that was well implemented. Uh, And probably the last major thing I like about 3D Dream Drop Distance is the rift that was created between Sora and Riku in Kingdom Hearts 1 is rekindled in 3D Dream Drop Distance, which it was just so nice to see for me because I always just hated it when Maleficent was just so slick about, separating this friendship between Sora and Riku. Like, they've known each other their whole lives growing up on that island. One of the best opening levels of any game ever. Destiny Islands, along with the Twilight Town and Kingdom Hearts 2. Excellent times to be had. 3D Dream Drop Distance, like I said, rekindles the relationship between Sora and Riku. It's worth a play. Definitely worth a play, unlike Recoded. Uh, Birth by Sleep and Fragmentary Passage definitely play before you play Kingdom Hearts 3. If you're going to play Kingdom Hearts 3, that's the disclaimer. If you're going to play Kingdom Hearts 3, it gets an F. It came out, I think, in 2018. And as far as mainline games for Kingdom Hearts go, Kingdom Hearts 2 preceding it came out in 2005. And if Kingdom Hearts 3 came out in 2018, let me just look that up real quick. Kingdom Hearts 3. All right, sorry. It came out in January of 2019, so I was just a little bit off. um, so that kind of hurts Kingdom Hearts 3 even more. It had roughly 14 or 13 and a half years to improve upon Kingdom Hearts 2, one of the greatest RPGs of all time, uh, which it has been listed as such in several video game magazines as one of the best RPGs of all time. One second. Sorry. So, so coming off the heels of Kingdom Hearts 2, 3 having that much, having that long of a period to improve, just fell flat. And every story, every plot point that it tried to resolve, of which it had many, resolved it in ways that I really is like there's there's 100 options of how I want my ending to go. And out of all the endings it could have picked for each plot point, it had to pick the worst ones. And that's how I describe Kingdom Hearts 3. Even the combat was a chore. It's like almost worse, almost worse than Birth by Sleep. They have these special cinematic um combat moves that you can activate, sort of like Kingdom Hearts 2, but they come up too frequently in Kingdom Hearts 3. I think there's an option to reduce the amount of times that they come up, but with Kingdom Hearts 3, um, it's you just you kind of need them because when the heartless or when your enemies come in, there's a lot of them to deal with, a lot. And if you don't end up using those cinematic action commands, you're going to spend a long time trying to destroy all of them one by one. So because you're forced to use them and watch these long cutscenes and just button mash this constantly, trying to kill so many enemies, it's just not very fun after the first one or two worlds that you travel to. There's a huge discrepancy too between the quality of each world, um, as there was with other worlds, specifically at Atlantis, um, the Little Mermaids world in Kingdom Hearts 2. A lot of fans didn't like that because it was only a rhythm game rather than a story with combat and places to actually explore. But I actually liked it. It was a good break from all the other gameplay that you had to go through. Um, Sorry, oh, my parents just got home. Um, but Kingdom Hearts 3, um, not the move is what I'd say. There's just no excuse. Bad story, bad gameplay, bad design. Um, I guess the only good thing going for it was the updated graphics. But if there's one thing that graphics prove, if there's one thing that 358 Days proves, it's that you don't need the best graphics to have a good game. This 358 Days Over 2 game has like probably the worst graphics of um, any game in this series. Um, they're not bad, definitely playable, but they are, you know, if you're not a fan, they are a little bit ugly. Not gonna lie. But with how pretty Kingdom Hearts 3 looks, it's just a bad game. And I really hope that in Kingdom Hearts 4, they're going to have a summary of what happened in 3 so you don't have to experience the the slog of Kingdom Hearts 3. It's just not worth it. Um oh, and Melody of Memories isn't listed here. I think that's the only one missing, I think. That was fun. That was a rhythm game. Sort of like a Guitar Hero. Um and one aspect of these games that I like um the most is the music. I'm a real sucker for good music, and you get to hear all your favorite songs pretty much in Melody of Memory. Now the story's a little bit sparse, um, but if Melody of Memory was here, I would probably put it on. Um, let's see. Um, I'd probably put it on. I would probably put it as a C. It came out after 3, so having another rhythm game after 3 is sort of like a slap in the face, because it was so weird. Like, a lot of people had great reviews about 3, or they had very bad reviews of 3. So I was super hyped. I had so much faith in 3 until I played all of it, hoping it'd get better, and then it just fell flat in every way possible. Um, so from my perspective, getting Melody of Memory was a slap in the face. Like, okay, you get a rhythm game. This is what you get. We're not gonna give you a new Kingdom Hearts 4 in another 80 years. But I was pleasantly surprised with Melody of Memory. It was enjoyable. And again, being able to hear your favorite songs, um, it was cool. It was a good challenge and something new. It was reminding me of Chain of Memories. They're experimenting, and it paid off for me. So um it's gonna be at the, did I say B? Whatever my first choice was, that's where it's gonna stay. So I if you're looking for a new game to play, I highly recommend Kingdom Hearts. Even after all the bashing I just gave it, uh, if you can pick up Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 for the PlayStation 2, because um the music, I really hate this, but the music and the color schemes that they used are just um the color, for one thing, is ugly. They use like dull colors for all the enemies. I think it's supposed to be like the Japanese colors in the final mix versions that they got before the United States. But I don't prefer them. I don't prefer the remixed music either. Probably just because I'm used to the original sounds of the PlayStation 2. Um, um, But if it was up to me recommending a first time fan, I would say get the originals for the PlayStation 2. But if not, a lot of people don't have. A lot of people just want to use the PlayStation 4 or 5 these days. So if you can find these games on a good deal on the PlayStation Network store, um, that'll work. That will do the job if you want. If you want the versions I prefer the most, get the ones on the PlayStation 2. So try 1 and 2, let them just sort of settle in your brain for a little bit, then pick up Rechain of Memories. And while you're on the go and you have a DS or a 3DS, try 358 over 2 days. Play these simultaneously if you want, or play Rechain of Memories and then 358 over 2 days. Um, and then maybe watch a Let's Play of Birth by Sleep and Fragmentary Passage, and also Kingdom Hearts 3. That's what I'd recommend. I don't recommend playing these three games. Don't waste your money on them unless they come. Or actually, yeah, just don't waste your money or your time with these games. Play 1, 2, Rechain of Memories, and then 358 over 2 days. Um, um, yeah, really, if you're going even more minimalist, last thing I'm going to say, if you're going even more minimalist than that, play Kingdom Hearts 1, play Kingdom Hearts 2, watch, if you want, Rechain of Memories, 358 Days Over 2, Birth by Sleep, uh, Fragmentary Passage, and 3. That should save you the most amount of time, getting the most amount of enjoyment out of this Kingdom Hearts series that you can, in anticipation of Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm super excited for that. Always remain faithful. Always remain hopeful that the next game will be better than the last. Miracles do happen. We've seen that the sequel has become better, in my opinion, than the original. It does happen. It does happen. Same with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman 1984 was miles ahead of Wonder Woman, the original movie, with Chris Pine, of course. As 1984 was cool, and same thing with Fantastic Mr. Beast. Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Him. Sorry. Okay. Shh. It's time to go to bed. It's late. So this is my tier list. Thank you for watching. Pick up these games. Let me know what you think. Make your own tier list and share your thoughts with me. And I'll see you later. Good night.